Morning everyone, it's February 17th and I've got to take down the Valentine's Day decorations. Now, usually I leave them up the whole month of February, but today's the 17th and I'm over it. I'm done with it. I'm going to have to go ahead and change it. I don't think I'm going to quite put up March's St. Patrick's Day yet. You know, we've got St. Patrick's Day March 17th and then we've got the first day of spring on March 20th. So I will probably put up a new shower curtain for St. Patrick's Day on March 17th. I'll probably put it up the 1st of March, the 1st. And then, of course, right after St. Patrick's Day, I'm going to go ahead and put up the spring shower curtain. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm just packing away all of the Valentine's Day stuff and getting it put up and getting it ready to store for the year and get it out next year. This was a colorful shower curtain that I got off of the internet, and our kids loved it, really loved it. The little grandkids enjoyed seeing Valentine's Day. I think they enjoyed Valentine's Day this year. Grammy and Grampy gave a sleepover. All 6 of them were here, and we had a really good time. Everybody got good and worn out. We made treats. I may include a few shots of that at the end of the video of the kids and us making some treats for the Valentine's Day party. Ellie made a cake and little David made a cake. And so we got ready for Valentine's Day and to just spend time together and enjoy it. And we did. And we wore ourselves out. But it was a great Valentine's Day. And I will hate to see it go as far as the sharing the love. Now, you don't have to quit sharing the love just because Valentine's Day is over. You can keep that up all year. I watched a lot of Valentine YouTube videos just to see what people were doing for Valentine's Day. And I was just paying attention. I heard a lot of couples say we just don't do anything for each other on Valentine's Day for whatever reason. And then I thought, oh my goodness, you know, Donald and I will be married 43 years this year. And I was just saying, you know, if you can take the time to share a day to say, hey, I appreciate you. Of course, me and Donald try to do that all year long because it makes for a good marriage. Learn to say thank you. Learn to appreciate what your spouse does. Learn to appreciate the gift of marriage. So we exercise that. We try to appreciate the gift of marriage. I wouldn't want to go through this life without him. We've been together a long time, and I value the gift of our marriage. There was a point in my life early in my marriage when I did not realize that my marriage was a gift. I thought it was more work than it was worth, but it's not. After getting through that little selfish stage and realizing that it was a wonderful gift, this marriage that I have tried to take care of it ever since. We had a wonderful Valentine's Day. I didn't get a lot of chocolate, thank God for that. I did get the chocolate tea from Harney & Sons from Donald, which I'm going to make a cup of it right now. Here's the Valentine's Day tea. Now, today's Monday. It's my day off, and I don't have any plans other than to stay here and get some of this house in order because I have to have a day to get it in order. It was full of love, and it was full of people, and we really enjoyed our weekend. Donald's gone back to work, and now I'm in here going through a few things, and I did get to go through a few things this morning, and it was a real treat. I'm going to go ahead and get this water going, and I'm going to have another cup of Valentine's Day chocolate tea. It's chocolate and rose flavored, and it has been a real good treat. Now, I've got to go downstairs here in a minute and get my tub to put up all the Valentine's Day things. I've got all the Valentine's Day cups here. I'm going to wrap them carefully and store them in that Valentine's Day tub. Now, this cup, you could certainly leave it out all year, couldn't you? The I Love You cup, that would work for any day of the year. But I've got all the pans and the Valentine's dish towels. This is the little plate that I put there and use as a spoon rest. I just think that thing is so pretty. And then, you know, we've got all these. Me and Ellie got to bake and use these this year. and it was a real treat. But I'm going to put them all up, and I've got to pick out another cup. We are right here between March, which is St. Patrick's Day, and spring. So I could pull out a St. Patrick's Day cup or a spring cup, but I just gravitated towards this one because this girl looks kind of like I feel my grandmother cup. One of the little grandkids got me, and it's got a little saying on the back, which is really sweet. So I'm drinking that. I'm drinking out of that cup this morning. Drinking the Harney and Sons delicious Valentine's Day tea, and you know I've got a smell of it. Just the smell of it makes you excited to taste it. Love to smell it, just like I do food. It's looking good. We'll get this here going. Now, this morning I made, it's a 12:44 right now. This morning I made macaroni and tomatoes. I've shared this with you, how that's an Appalachian recipe. We grew up, and when I shared it, a lot of my cousins said, hey, we had that too. Because, you know, our mothers were sisters, so I'm sure they did. Well, when I made that pasta, I've got this water left over. And so I'm going to go ahead and put this in a container and put it in the refrigerator. Now, I shared with you how I saved my pasta water when I did the Every Bit Counts challenge with Jessica from Three Rivers Homestead. I did the Every Bit Counts challenge. And this is something that we always did. We saved our pasta water, and it makes a really good base for soup. If you hadn't ever tried it, I just thought I'd share that tip with you before I got this put up. You can put it in a Ziploc baggie, freezer baggie. You just make sure you're careful with it because it's liquid. And you can put it in your freezer and freeze it to whenever you're going to make soup. And it's really good in cream soups. If you ever make any cream of mushroom or any kind of cream soups, it's really good. It adds a thickening and a flavor base. When you add all your other ingredients, it makes a good soup base. So that's what I've got that there. I've got to put it in a jar. I've got the coffee saved from this morning. Donald just filled up his to-go coffee container, and I take out the rest, and I make cold coffee out of it throughout the day. So I can go ahead and get the coffee maker set up for him. It's got the coffee in here. Well, I haven't got it in there yet, but I'll go ahead and set this up, so all he has to do is come in and press a button, and he can have coffee when he gets home from work or either in the morning. So that's what I've been doing, these little piddly things. I've been dragging some things out, been trying to decide what I need to keep and what I don't need to keep. I'm just going through things like you have to do when you're in a house for a long time. So that's what I've been doing this morning. I made that macaroni and tomatoes for lunch, and it was delicious. It was really good. Brings back the taste of home every time I make it. I just boil macaroni pasta. I boil it, drain it, put a stick of butter in the pot, put the pasta back in, and add tomatoes. Those can be store-bought tomatoes, or they can be home canned tomatoes. Whatever you have on hand, whatever you use. And then you add salt and pepper to taste, and that's a delicious, simple meal. It is for us. We have it on a lot of days. Now, they're calling for snow. It's a beautiful sunny day, but they are calling for snow today. I had to run a few errands this morning, and I noticed they had already salted the roads here. So they've got the roads ready. They're calling for snow tomorrow and for Wednesday. So we may have a couple of days of snow yet, and that's not uncommon here where we're at to get snow at this time of the year. So we're kind of huddling in and waiting for that to see what happens with that, if we get a big snowstorm or not. But we're warm in here today. I got those errands done. It's President's Day, so we don't have any mail. I don't have to worry about things like that. I have been catching up with work here on my calendar this morning. I've been getting some things in order, getting some things planned. You know, I have a lot planned for YouTube. I've got to plan my videos. I've got to space them all out and squeeze time in there. Sometimes those things get shifted around and I have to make different decisions, but on the most part, I go ahead and make a schedule out of what videos I'll make when you know, for the month. So I'm trying to do that for March. I'm trying to schedule what kind of videos we're going to have, but a lot of it depends on the weather and what it's going to be like as to whether or not I can get out there and do any kind of gardening or anything like that. But, you know, I try to keep a good mix. I use the screen art on the TV whenever I'm in here and the TV's not playing, when I'm not playing something from YouTube. Well, my water is finished here. I'm going to go ahead. We'll add a little bit of honey to this tea today. It's especially good with that chocolate tea. We'll let this steep. In about 4 or 5 minutes, we'll be enjoying some chocolate tea on this cold, sunny day. Now I'm going to take this Valentine's Day curtain down, and I'm going to replace it with one I've got right here. It's not any kind of holiday shower curtain, but that's okay. I'm going to keep it up until probably the 1st of March, and then I'll change the shower curtain to the St. Patrick's Day shower curtain. But right now I'm just going to put up this simple shower curtain. Now I know you guys saw me change the shower curtain quite a bit. It's no big deal. I always love to change the shower curtain. It just freshens up the bathroom so much. Just gives it a new look. You know, I don't have a window in my bathroom. So something as simple as changing the shower curtain just makes it have a different view, and it makes it wonderful. I know the kids always notice it. I don't think Donald really cares whether I change it or not. You know, as long as it's clean, he doesn't really care if it's different. And if you remember in the fall, I had a shower curtain that had deer on it just so that he wouldn't always be in, you know, a flowery, floral, feminine world when he might want something different. But I've got a whole collection of shower curtains. I've changed this thing on a regular basis. To try to keep it interesting in here, it's a low-cost way. Just brightens it up. Goes along with the seasons. Just takes a few minutes to get this changed. Doesn't take long at all to make a dramatic difference. And it's a whole lot easier than painting. And I share this tip with you every time I change a shower curtain with you here in my bathroom, and that is put 2 shower hooks on the end of each side of your curtain. It'll save wear and tear on your shower curtains right here where they get the most strain, the most pressure from pulling back and forth. You know, usually you pull it on the side, whichever side you usually pull it. If you put 2 shower hooks up there, it just reduces some of that wear and tear on your shower curtains. I love a good cloth shower curtain. This one's linen at the top and cotton on the bottom. Simple. Of course, I keep them in the middle. That's a trick I learned from hotel owners. Keep them in the middle so that air can circulate around, reduces mold and mildew buildup, and it also gives the circulation all the way around your tub. Right there's another one of the little screensavers that's on the TV. Isn't that pretty, buddy? That makes you think of Valentine's Day and spring right there. I was on the way downstairs to get the Valentine's Day tote, and I noticed the door. Do you see the light shining in right there around that door? That means the weather stripping is worn out. That means I need new weather stripping right here on this front door. I can see the light through it, so I'll have to put that on the list and wipe down the door. It's looking rough down here. I noticed it when I was coming down to get the Valentine's Day. I think I'll leave the snowman out, and I may even just leave the little heart on it because it's supposed to snow. Why put it up now? I'm not going to. I'm just going to go ahead and leave that out. The update on this has been really good. Glad that I bought it. Open them up a little bit here. Smells really good. It's been worth the money. You know, I didn't know how this little thing would work. I got it from Walmart, this little diffuser, but I'm pretty happy with it. Now I've got all this in this chair, and this is my little tote. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to get all this packed in here. Some of this I used, some of this I didn't use this year. That doesn't mean that I don't want to get rid of, that I want to get rid of it, because I'm still going to use it maybe the next time I decorate. I am going to put the cups down in here first. I put that wax candle in this little box. Let me go in here and get the other 2 pans or 3 pans that we used to bake the cakes with. I already have them right here in the stack. The cups I'll have to wrap carefully so that they don't get broken. This will need to be wrapped. Here's all the little towels we got for Valentine's Day, the pretty little Valentine's towels. The cookie cutters that we didn't get to use. Here are the little cake pans that we did use. Ellie made 2 cakes in these 2 pans. And David made his red velvet cake in this pan. They turned out beautiful and delicious. We used this little pan to serve. I mean, it's actually a plastic serving plate. We used it to serve the cake. And we didn't get to use, we did use this one. Ellie made small cakes. They didn't go very far because everybody ate those up real quick. And here is the sucker, or the lollipop pan. I did not get to use that. So I'm just going to take a minute and try to get all this stuff tucked in here. These are the pans that I have collected over the years. I've got small ones on down. And then I've got this one really big heart pan right here. That is a beauty. I usually don't wrap those up or do a lot to those pans. I've got a few hearts that are in my collection. Here are some crystal heart bowls. I did not use these this year, but I do use these sometimes. And I'll never forget watching Martha Stewart and her saying, if you don't want your dishes broke, then keep them from touching each other. So if you wrap them good, you'll protect them. And so I always try to do that. Try to wrap them so that they're not clinking together. I may need a pair of scissors. To make my wrapping paper go a little bit further, I'll cut it up in smaller pieces. It's a lot of fun to decorate for Valentine's Day, for the holidays. I know when we were growing up, Mama always got these big, beautiful hearts. These are real simple. I don't think they make them like they used to. But back in the day, buddy, they really put lace all around them, flowers on them, bows. They were satin material. They were really something else. We are trying to cut out the candy element for ourselves as much as we can. But we didn't buy a whole lot of candy for the kids because the parents didn't want that. They asked us not to do that. So we decided that we would just listen to them and not make anything harder. So we didn't buy a lot of candy. We just made the homemade cakes. I'm just going to wrap some of this stuff up wherever I can. I may have to take those boxes out. I'll wrap the cups in these towels. Get it all put away until next year. Here's the shower curtain. I'm just going to work it right in. I don't think that I'm going to get all of this in the Valentine's tote. So I may not be able to get all of this in here. And I'm only going to have one tote of Valentine's Day decor. So if I can't fit it in here, then I'm just going to have to donate it. So it don't look like I'm going to be able to fit the boxes or this blanket into my tote. So I think this is about all that I can fit in here. And then I've got this box with the candle in it, and these two little boxes right here are the things that I can't fit in there. I think I'm going to pull this out and use it for St. Patrick's Day because it looks like a clover. So I'm going to use that for St. Patrick's Day. Well, it's still sunny outside and it's still cold. I got all that, most of that packed in that one tote. Couldn't fit the little throw in or the little heart boxes. So I'm going to donate those and just keep my one tote. I can't keep everything and I got to keep it narrowed down. Well, I am going to go ahead and tell you thank you for joining me today. I hope this was an inspiration somehow. I enjoyed spending time with you. I'm going to go drink my chocolate tea. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope everything goes good for you today. I'm going to show a few clips of the kids here at the end making some of the Valentine's Day treats. And then the video will be ended. Thank you for joining me today. And like always, until next time. Happy Valentine's Day. Well, I've got 2 helpers in the kitchen today.
Hi.
And we are going to make some Valentine's Day treats. They're going to help us. I hope you're having a good Valentine's Day. It's the month to show some love, and we're going to get in here and make some treats so we can enjoy them. Yep. We're going to make cupcakes to start out with in our molds with using the cake mixes.
Yep. First off, we are starting with white. I just poured in the applesauce, and it said 1/2, 1.5, and I got the perfect measure, so let's put it in our mix. I already poured my water and eggs in there. Perfect.
We've got the oven heating up. We're going to go ahead and mix these up. We've got some nice Valentine's Day utensils out here and some cooking things. We've got these, which me and Ellie don't think they're going to be all that practical because they're not shaped in a way that'll scrape your bowl good. We can probably mix with them, but we're not so sure about them, how they're going to,
scrape.
Yeah. We've got our heart-shaped measuring cups, our heart-shaped measuring spoons, and we're getting the task done.
So we got our white cake mix, and make sure to hold it from the bottom. Now, let's cut it. Now let's pour in our cake mix. Alright.
Now you can save those for seeds. Now this is a good time to save this for seeds, to put your seeds in. So we're going to set that aside. Ellie still needs the box for the instructions because we don't remember offhand how to do it.
Yeah.
Ellie, your whisk is over there on the side.
I got it.
Your whisk? Do you want to use the whisk? It mixes better than that. That's a tiny little spatula.
Sure thing.
Is it you want to use your tiny little spatula or the whisk?
The whisk.
What do we usually mix it with? I can't. David's down here on his level. He's mixing his cake mix. Ellie's mixing her cake mix.
I got the white cake mix.
Oh, that looks delicious.
And we followed the instructions.
Yeah, we followed the instructions. We had some really neat little Valentine's Day things.
So we got these little cute heart spatulas.
Yeah, but
We don't use them for, scraping that extra dough because these aren't like built for like normal scrapers. Well, we usually sometimes use them for stirring.
yeah, but they wasn't really good for scraping the bowl to put the battery in, were they?
Yeah, because they got a little like here, and so that can.
Yeah, they're pretty though, right?
Yeah.
And so we got the cake in here. Ellie's got 2 little heart shapes and then the heart-shaped pan here. So that'll be Ellie's when they come out. And then David's going to fix his in a different pan. Okay, we are down here. We had to get down to where David could mix his cake mix without getting on a ladder. He's already got his eggs, water, applesauce. Is that what you got in there?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to open it. All right. Turn it over here where Grandma can cut it for you. All right, hold it with both hands. I would hold it with both hands. Okay. He's opening his cake mix, and he chose the Red Velvet Super Moist Betty Crocker Delights cake mix. So.
And we should put it in.
Yep. Good job. Do you want to save that to put seeds in?
Okay.
If you're going to save containers and things like this to put seeds in, you got to get them when you're when you have them. You can't wish you'd saved them later. So we're going to save those to put some big seeds in.
Yep. And look, it's turning red.
It is.
That's super red.
Uh-huh. Looking good.
Yeah. This is very good.
Okay, what kind of pan are we going to put these in? Do you know?
Probably maybe a heart one.
A heart-shaped pan. We got plenty of those, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we're going to get this pan, get some shortening on it so that we can pour the cake mix in. And why do we do that, Ellie?
So that we use this grease so that it doesn't stick to the pan, and we don't want that to happen.
So what doesn't stick to the pan?
It uses this.
We use that so that what won't stick to the pan?
The cake mix.
Right,
Well,
that's right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the cake when you cook it. And when you got a little curly pan like that, what do you have to do?
You have to get all the spots.
All the little cracks and crannies, because if you don't, what will happen?
Some of the cake will get stuck in the pan and you won't be able to get it.
Yeah, it'll be a mess, won't it?
Yeah, I know it will take us such a long time to get it out of the pan when you are done with the cake, and that will be wasting a lot of cake batter.
Yeah, it sure will. And we're using this because it's actually one of the easiest things to keep cake from sticking, isn't it?
Yeah.
David's got it all mixed up. It's looking good.
Yep, and it's all red as I need.
Yeah, we'll get that poured into our pan,
Yep.
and it'll be baked next.
Yes.
Wish the stove would ding. Well, it will if you set the timer, but we didn't set the timer because we got carried away. Okay, these little cakes are done. We're going to let Ellie test it, and she's going to show us how to test if your cake is done or not.
Yeah, because if it sticks to your cakes, that means it's not done. So let's see.
Gotta look at it after each one. And if it comes out clean, the cake is done. If you got cake sticking all to it, it's not done, right?
Yes. We have to make sure we test each one. So that means these little cakes are done. And it's okay if some little specks are on it. It's a cake.
Just so they're dry.
Well, yeah.
And not moist. Yeah, yep, that's dry. Okay. We got the other two in there. They should be ready too. Well, we got the little cakes out. They're cooling. This is the top of them. They got a little bubble on them. We thought we put the right amount in, and they did stick a little bit, even though we made sure the pan was really good and seasoned. And then if you turn them upside down, you got a perfect little heart. So we can do those either way. Then we got these two hearts out. They're done. We've got to let them cook and cool. They've already cooked. We got to let them cool. And then David's red velvet cake is in here. His heart is in here. So we got it going on. So Ellie's going to frost these little things. We're going to see how they taste.
I bet they're going to taste delicious. There we go.
I'm going to make homemade frosting for the other three cakes, the little heart cakes. Okay, you want to go ahead and taste one?
Yes, please. I'm going to dip the tea frosting that one. Okay, let's see.
That good?
That tastes delicious.
Really good right out of the oven. I know you got some red velvet cake on your shirt.
That's what you do in the kitchen. You gotta bake, and sometimes you make a mess.
That's right. All right. Okay, Ellie's going to test David's cake. Gotta go in the middle, babe. It's still not done.
Just wait a few more minutes.
Yeah.
Yep.
We got cake on the toothpicks, so.
And
Ooh,
my cakes are done.
those look beautiful.
And you can do this at home too.
Yeah, if you have some heart-shaped cake pans and some cake mix. I think, Ellie, we should just put powdered sugar on them so you can see the detail in the cake.
Yeah. Well, if you can't see, there's a heart right here, and there are like some little pretty details right here.
Yeah, if we put icing, it'll just cover those up. But if we put powdered sugar sprinkled on, it'll look really good.
Okay.
These are little stencils that we've got that go on a, that you lay down and then you sprinkle. That one's perfect.
Yeah. They're going to be great.
Yeah.
Ooh, this one's great too.
Oh, yeah.
There's
We've got some Valentine's Day stencils.
Ooh, there's a bow.
Oh, that's pretty.
Sometimes you can add bows to cakes. If you had powdered sugar, you might have some heart stencils or bows.
I forgot where these came from, but you lay them down and then you shake your powdered sugar around and it'll leave a shape. Oh, you don't get more perfect than that for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Okay, this is what we have picked.
So we picked this one with a big heart and a tiny heart.
Yeah.
We picked this one that says I heart you.
Yeah.
2 hearts with a bow and arrow through it. Just a heart. And a love one.
Yeah. So we've got these real pretty little things.
Yeah.
And if we put the heart on there.
We're going to sprinkle some sugar, powdered sugar.
Yeah. I think those would make good stencils.
Shake, shake.
You can put your finger on and see all the little bumps.
Yeah.
I mean the little, break up the little things.
Yeah. And sometimes it's pretty good to use your finger while you're like,
Yeah.
you know, crushing up all those little chunks in there. It just helps a little.
Alright, now we're going to be real careful and just raise up the, well, it's not time quite yet when I tell you.
Okay.
We're going to raise that thing up, that stencil.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see what's left under there, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now when you raise it up, you have to be careful
Yeah.
not to make all that sugar slide off. Oh, look at that. Perfect.
It's so cute. And there's some sugar on the stencil, so make sure just to smack it off so you don't waste any.
Yeah.
And that is perfect.
Okay, let's do the other one the same way. Gotta hold it over the cake when you fill it up. Not too much. You won't need that much. Here we go. She's over here measuring out. I'll help you.
Thank you. And now let's just sprinkle some around.
Okay, be careful if you splash it on that other cake. It'll mess up your stencil.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I think we can. Let's do it a little bit right here,
Mm-hmm.
where that thing was.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now let's carefully lift stencil. There we go.
Oh, pretty, pretty, pretty.
It's so cute.
Now I'm going to take just a little bit and just kind of sprinkle right here where that little thing was at.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Well, look at that. Pretty.
So cute.
Boxed cake mix, 2 little heart pans, some stencils and sugar.
Look, David's here.
Waiting on David's cake. Well, it's later tonight, and the kiddos have gone home, and we had a good time with our Valentine's cake making. They did a really good job. The cakes turned out delicious. All of them were ate up, you know, with the little Valentine get-together that we had. And I did not fit everything in my storage tote, just what I showed you. I'm sorry that was a little to the side. I was trying to focus that, and I thought I had it in focus in the middle. I was in the middle of it, but I wasn't. But I apologize that everything's to the right, but hopefully you could see what I got stuffed in that tote. I got most everything in there except just a few things. That little heart throw and the 2 candy boxes and the candle box. I didn't get those in, but you know, I can donate those. I really don't want to have more than I can fit in one little small tote like that. Something easy for me to lift. I've had to quit buying the huge totes because I can't lift those by myself, and I'm trying to you know, minimize what I do buy and kind of be able to manage what I have myself. So I didn't get it all into that tote, but I really tried. I had a wonderful time with the kids making the cake. We had a really good day. And now it's time to close it down. I'm going to finish my night with a cup of tea, chamomile tea. And so I'm just here winding down. I wanted to thank you for joining me today. And let me just share with you all throughout the day, taking down the Valentine's decorations, showing the kids making their cakes for Valentine's Day, and just the time that we had together. Thank you for joining me today. And like always, until next time.